All right, we're here in Chanute, Kansas. I've been contacted by the Chanute Recreation Department to come out and look at a course that they put in this last fall, and it's on an old golf course, and they just want to make sure that they're doing the right thing. They want to make sure it's a quality design, that they can host events, that they're not missing anything, and they're doing the right thing by contacting somebody and making sure that the property is being used to its full potential. Looks like it's relatively wide open, which is what I kind of expected from it being on a old traditional golf course. There's some advantages to having open land. It kind of creates a blank slate, so to speak, for, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can have, potentially looks like there's some tall grass out there you can utilize for out of bounds and hazards, and looks like there's even some water out there, so I'm guessing this is going to be a pretty lengthy course. So we're planning on meeting the guys here in a few minutes, and until then I might just take a little walk.
And about 3 years ago, the country club went out of business, and so made an agreement with the city that they purchased the ground and moved the course there. So,
okay. Very last thing you want to do after the design is in, it's been played a few times. That way you can tweak it here and there. So if it's not working out right here, we can move the tee over a little bit more.
Gotcha.
As opposed to having a concrete pad down that's permanent. I've seen so many places put permanent tee in first, and then go from there, and then come to find out, well, we need to move it this way a little bit, and
right.
It becomes more of a pain than anything.
Sure.
So it's not necessary right away, but in the long run, it's something that you're gonna want.
Okay. The guy that bush hogged it out is gonna come in and bale this in the spring, so, you know, it'll start over. Hopefully we can control the height better.
Yeah.
But I guess what is there, since it is wide open, our thought was to try to make it challenging by keeping it somewhat narrow on that. Is that a...
Absolutely.
Are we right in that? Okay.
Yep. And
okay.
you can utilize the tall grasses out of bounds.
That's what they want. Yeah.
So it's not too bad now. It's not too high by any means right now. We have our course in Emporia has the natural prairie grass, and it'll get over my head at times.
Oh, wow.
That we throw over and around and all that. So you can actually, you know, kind of coordinate with somebody to have potential island holes that you have to throw into, and kind of things like that.
Cool. Well, that's
or
starting to become, yeah. It's one of the main. It's one of the main ones.
Okay. Is that would that be a concern then, throwing over it?
Well, it hasn't been a problem to this point. We were aware of that, but we didn't know. You know, we felt like that would be more challenging there for the
oh yeah,
basket.
Absolutely. It makes it for a much better hole. The only concern I would have is, depending on how popular this can be. If you're having more and more people come out and walk the path, that's when you're going to need to consider.
Well, and we are, we've got the posts set for some of them, but we're going to have signs posted to, you know, that will remind people as they come into these areas, you know, be on the lookout.
We also offer those. We have those kind of signs.
No, do you really?
That have caution flag discs that you put out beginning and somewhere throughout the trail.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. That's good.
It kind of matches our T signs that we offer as well.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, part of designing this, you know, we kind of thought the same thing, but you know, there's always risk involved. But you can kind of see if there's somebody coming this way and all that kind of stuff. That's what we tried to do.
Of course.
You know, keep this in mind.
Yep.
people said if you have ever get to where you have 2-day tournaments, that's a lot of times they'll change their place.
And also it helps a lot with erosion around the baskets. How it's hard to grow grass next to the basket.
I gotcha.
So I mean, and that's just because people are constantly walking around.
Sure.
If you move the baskets, once a month, then it kind of helps that grass grow up a little bit better, and it just looks a lot better.
I'll let you go.
I'll just say this one right here is something that I was going to ask you guys on. You can kind of see where the hole is at the sign states. It's across the pond there. Summer, all that. This is up to where you can barely even see the hole. Now, a lot of people come and they play the shortcut, or they play the long game. I mean, on something like that, it doesn't affect the par or anything like that?
No,
I mean,
not at all. I mean,
try to shoot for it.
That's kind of true definition of risk reward.
Okay.
So if you want to risk the reward, which would be the birdie going for it, then you'd go for it. And if you don't feel comfortable, you would lay up or throw out that way and then around.
Yeah, we put a little landing spot there, so if you did hit it, okay. Yep. But if you didn't, you're going to go into the hazard for sure.
One thing I know a lot of people like is being able to actually see the basket off the tee. So it couldn't hurt potentially in the summer, depending on how high up it is.
Keep this
just
down.
Cut like one, even if it's just a tiny little gap right through there, so you can just see the pin and know where you're going to get an idea how far it is. Just visually, it makes it a lot nicer. People don't have to walk all the way up and around to find the basket, walk back to the tee. So it just kind of creates a little more backup. So it's a little nicer to be able to actually see the baskets when you're playing.
Kind of the hazard that I was talking about.
Yeah, see here, okay, yeah. And I would almost, in event, paint a line on this side of the path here. Call everything path and beyond out of bounds as well.
Okay.
Just to kind of tighten it up at the green here. And it also mentally helps people not want to throw that way. And so therefore it helps out with the safety factor a little bit. Off to the right there.
When we first came out, they wanted to kind of go this direction and shoot it, up and around. The championship style tournament, maybe I can see it. For around here, I was like, there's just no way I'm going to do that.
The only issue here is you would have to trim up all the side of this tree, and then you still got that basket over there.
True.
That I think this is probably the better option. Absolutely. Finally on our way home now, and just kind of wanted to give a few ideas that I had, thoughts going through my head after walking the property. For them not really knowing anything about disc golf or design or any type of that aspect, they did a pretty good job of laying out the course. There was a few flaws here and there, of course, which is going to happen. A couple main things that stick out were some of the fairways being relatively close to a walking path, throwing over the walking path a couple times. It's relatively easy, I think, for someone of them to come out and lay out the course, mainly because it is on an old traditional golf course, so you have natural fairways already out there, just waiting for baskets to be put in the ground. But there's still that mindset of just kind of throwing them out there and making the holes as far as you can. That's not necessarily how you want to go about it to make a difficult course. You got to take a lot of different things into play, such as the walking path, as I mentioned, short tees, the course also plays alongside a foot golf course, so you want to keep that in mind. If you have foot golf players out there and disc golfers out there at the same time, will the holes all play together, or are you throwing across a couple fairways, that kind of thing? I noticed here and there, but like I said, for the most part, they did a great job. My next goal now is to go home, sit down, look at the footage, gather my thoughts on it, kind of send an email back to them and letting them know my concerns alongside letting me come out and just walk the property, having the opportunity to do it. It really shows a lot that they want what's best. They want a course that is going to host events, so they want to bring people into their community. So by reaching out to us is pretty cool. It's awesome, and I applaud them, and I look forward to building a relationship with everybody there, the city of Chanute, possibly in the future being able to order tee signs through us, alternate pin positions. They already have the veteran basket, so that's already a step in the right direction from my standpoint. But being able to have that relationship and purchase some tee signs, maybe some flags for the course, it's going to go a long way, and I'm looking forward to it.